Hey everybody, welcome to this next video by Accelerated Automation on AgencyZoom. I'm excited to share an update with you that AgencyZoom just released. And I don't do this very often, but I am going to say this is kind of brought to you by Accelerated Automation. We have been asking for this update to the tag options for probably at least a couple years at this point. And we're really excited to be able to help push this forward on the priority list for AgencyZoom and also be part of that beta testing process, as well as kind of giving some examples. So what you're looking at here on the screen is the update that AgencyZoom released, where you have the option to use tags in an and situation. And you'll see here the example that shows the opt-in and the Spanish. This is the exact example that we had at Accelerated Automation last year in 2024. We rewrote all of our automation in Spanish for our clients, and we were able to also wrap in the opt-in that is required to be able to, of course, call or text a customer if you are using an ATDS system or a lead. So we wanted to make sure that we had the flexibility to use opt-in. As well as a language tag. Before this update, we had to use 4 different tags to accomplish the same result. So I'm going to walk you through this a little bit inside of AgencyZoom. Now, before the update, all you could do is use the tags in an or base, meaning if one or the other of these tags applied to an automation, it would send it out. So you were not able to say, only send this automation out if it has both of these tags. So that is what I call and based. But that is now an option. Really excited that AgencyZoom launched this. So let's jump over into AgencyZoom under the Lifecycle Automation page. And we're just gonna jump into one of these pipelines here. And I'm gonna show you what this looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Add Automation. Now people use tags for a variety of different things. Some people are using them to segment leads or customers, also draw special attention to important information. For example, opt-in is very important, so you know whether you can call or text somebody, or if they just need to stay in an email marketing campaign. But I'm just gonna show you briefly under Send an Email, just exactly how these triggers work. So inside of building an email, on the left side, all of these are triggers. So you're looking at different areas of the system that you can use to overlay over each other to be able to send out a communication. Now, we really recommend building your automation around categories and sources, as these factors will give you a lot of reporting data inside of AgencyZoom. Now, tags has also recently been added to the reports, which is great, but for the history of AgencyZoom, that wasn't the case. Also, being able to do the categories gives you greater control of your automation as well, versus having to build a workflow for every single source. So again, we don't really recommend building your automation solely on tags, but it is a great overlay. So let me give you an example. We're going to go ahead and say that we're going to build all the automation for this category. We're going to say these are referrals from attorneys. Now, inside the category, each source would be the name of an attorney that you work with, but the category itself can be its own campaign. So we're going to go ahead and say that if the category for the lead source is under the attorney section, we want this automation to trigger, but we want it to trigger based on a tag option as well. So the tag option we're going to use, for example, is going to be the auto. So we're going to go ahead and say if they have auto insurance, and what you're actually going to see in here is, see this tag that says auto and home, and then we have an auto only. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in here home, and you'll see we had home only. So again, because we had to have, and we didn't have the ability to do and based tagging, we had to do a lot of extra tags. But now what we could do is simply select 2 tags. When I do that, you're going to see this option is going to pop up right down here underneath. And it says match any of the selected tags or match all of the selected tags. So let me explain this just a little bit more. Again, this option to select all of the tags means that both of these tags have to be on this lead, as well as any of these additional triggers above. So we said if it's under the category of an attorney referral and it has a home and auto tag, then we're going to go ahead and send this email that we'll create here. If I had selected match any, that means if the lead again has the category but either of these tags apply, home or auto, then it is going to go ahead and send this out. So this is a great way to be able to, again, overlay your automation, give you some more control so you can really build very specific campaigns. Now, automation and campaigns and copyright, there's so much that goes into it, but if I can tell you one thing about it, it is to be as specific and direct to the person you're speaking with as possible. And I don't mean direct in the messaging, but I mean really direct and make sure that you're segmenting very well. So if this referral came from an attorney that I work with and the customer was specifically looking for an auto and home quote, I would want this email to specifically reference the attorney who referred them to our agency, as well as the fact that they were looking for home and auto insurance, because that is going to help that prospect really connect the dots as to how are they connected with your business and why are you reaching out. You don't want your automation to look cold, canned, or mass produced. When you do that, you're going to see a drastically lower open rate. So make sure you're really speaking directly to that prospect or customer based on how they're connected with you and what you're trying to achieve. I hope you enjoy this update from AgencyZoom, but really brought to you by, with the support, of accelerated automation as well. With this and tagging, it's going to give you a ton of control over your automation. As always, like and subscribe to the channel to continue to get updates from us. And if you're struggling to build your automation, or you just are having a hard time finding the time in your busy day running your insurance agency, reach out to us at acceleratedautomation.net. We'd love to help.